Hello everyone. Sorry, I was just playing with the TV. Hi Rachel, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Okay, thank you.
Good.
How are you, Ed?
Hi, Aaron.
Good. Hi Angela. And Martin.
Hello, Ryan.
How are you, Pete? Are you okay?
Yeah, all good, thank you.
Good. And hello Graham. Does anyone have any requests for things they want to practice today? Can't just say
A little
everything.
bit of long boxing.
Okay. Rachel, any requests from you in terms of things to practice? You need to keep going through the beginning of section 2. Okay. Let's do a warm-up together. And then we'll split up into multiple groups. We'll do a quick recap of the stuff we did on Wednesday, where I think kind of most of you were there, which is the kicking section of section 2. And then from that, we'll go on and you guys can practice, and I'll give you some individual feedback points. Graham, if you want to have a think between now and then, if you've got any questions on long boxing, I'll see if I can answer those or give you any thoughts or ideas. And Pete, I think for you it's a case of just going through and actually remembering the sequence of the first third or so of long boxing and practice.
Maybe 3 today.
We'll go. Let me spotlight me so I'm big so you can see me a little bit easier. And I'm going to mute you all, but if you have any questions, I've set it so you can unmute yourself and ask the questions. That would just stop kind of interference, background noise. So let's do a little bit of standing post work just to make sure that actually we're calm, we're ready to go, and we're relaxed. So just to start with, deep breath in. Maintain a good posture, stand tall, head up, and bring the hands down as you exhale. You can call this exercise drawing chi from heaven. I like it, it's quite a good exercise to do if you're feeling stressed or tense or fed up. It just helps you to refocus and recenter yourself. And what I like to think about is I'm bringing the hands down, I'm thinking about the body relaxing and softening, but I'm putting the energy from the sun or from nature into my body, and that's energizing me, keeping going. And a couple more times, just by yourself. Trying to make sure the shoulders aren't stiff, you're not tilting the body backwards, so you're not breaking your plane. The movement shouldn't be forced, it should be nice and relaxed, nice and soft. One last time. Okay. We did some standing post work this way last time. The time before that, we did the same movements, but as part of lift hands. I want to go back to what we did the previous week and actually take some moves out of the different sections of the form and just think about those from a standing post position. So what we're going to do this time, I'm going to have my front heel in line with the back toes. So I'm not very long and my feet are maybe about just past shoulder width apart, shoulder width and a half. My left palm is towards me. My right palm is kind of around the forearm, and that's also towards me. So left palm in and right palm in. That's it. And what I'd like you to do is have the majority of the weight coming into your left leg. You're trying to make sure as you're doing this, there's no tension in the shoulders, and your right arm is almost touching the forearm. Not quite, but it's close. Okay. Those of you a little bit more advanced with this, try and feel not only the weight coming across into your left leg, but your back leg is becoming unweighted and you're folding it in almost. So it's a precursor, the move before you come out to kick within the section 2. Trying to make sure you're not sticking your bottom out, so your bottom's tucked in. Most of my weight is in my left foot. My shoulders are relaxed. There should be a little gap underneath your right armpit, and your hands aren't too close to the body. Change size. Do it with the other leg forward this time, other hand in front. So you've got right leg in front, not too long. And the feeling is you're shifting your weight across. So right hand high, left hand just inside. More advanced people again, try and feel this leg softening and relaxing, ready to come up and kick. You don't have to do that, but that's the feeling. So as you do this, you should feel the weight very directly in your right foot, possibly even going towards the ball of the foot. And relax. So this one will take the feet only a little bit apart, front toes up, roughly in line with the toes on the rear foot. Might be a little further out, but it's roughly there. So if you've got your left foot forward, which I think most of you have, your left arm is on top, your right arm comes across the body. And as you do this, you don't want the hand touching the body, it needs to be out a little bit, and this hand just on top. So you're trying to maintain a flow of energy here, and your elbow actually sits, you sit the elbow right on top of that hand. And the angle of the hand can be anywhere from kind of here to here, but whatever you do, try not to let the shoulder come up with this. Trying to feel the flow of energy going around the body this way, around the front of the chest, and your back leg is slightly bent. Angela, have you got your right foot forward? Left, okay, sorry. Bit difficult to see your tops coming down and obscuring your legs. Good, change legs, let's strike with the other leg. And Graham, if you want to strike with the fists as you do it in long boxing or hand open or a mixture, that's fine. So you're trying to feel the weight of your head in the back leg. Not sticking your tailbone out, that's tucked in, and your body's upright. The hand that's pointing in the air is flexed, but again, it's not stiff. Likewise, if you look at your fingers shouldn't be flaccid, they should be active. There should be an active stretch within the fingers going into the hand. Feel if there's a difference from having the body square to then turning the body off slightly. See what feels better for you. More advanced, you can take it out a little bit and see how that's different. And relax. Okay. So the next one I want you to think about is you're going to have your, you're going to go into a front stance or bow stance, and I want you to try and get your body in line with the back leg. But rather than going really long and sticking your bum out because you're not flexible enough to do that, come shorter with your feet if you need to, and just lean the body forward, but without sticking out. So you want to get a straight line, go through the torso, go through the trunk and the leg. Whichever leg's behind, you want that hand up. The other hand is like you're doing brush knee. That's in line with your thigh. And this hand is here. And this is a striking action coming up underneath to the groin, possibly up to grab through to the throat. And you're kind of looking at the same angle. So I'm not looking straight ahead because that'll arch my back. If my back's here, my head just stays at that angle rather than coming upright. Angela, drop your right hand just a little bit low so it's kind of about in line with your navel. So try and feel where the weight is now in your feet, particularly that front foot, to make sure you're not pushing your pelvis backwards. Think about your shoulders to make sure you're not over-rotating. And again, if you want, you can just flex the hand just at the end, which is where you do if you're striking upwards. And change legs, please. So again, a little lean in the body. And don't forget, this isn't brush knee. This is where you're coming up and striking upwards, Martin, with this one. That's the one. And it's kind of about groin height. You're coming up, strike to someone who's quite close. Typical man, isn't it? Yep, it's definitely that high. And relax, just shake off. For Ed, Angela, you might find that's a bit of a difficult posture because we haven't particularly covered with you yet, kind of the leaning action, which you can get. But as you get more advanced, if you want to do all the movements with your body this way, that's fine to do. The key thing is, it's not that you're not sticking your bum out, you have to keep that tucked in. Let's do a final one, which will be really difficult. I think Graham is, maybe Pete. Graham's certainly done this before, not sure about Pete. So you want the feet about shoulder width apart, and they're in line. And the hands are going to come up quite close to your head. You've still got to keep the weight 50-50 between the ball of the foot and the heel, and lean backwards. But if you lean too far, your balance goes. So you're trying to think about this action here, where you're defending against wind through ears. Rachel, careful with this one. If you want to drop your hands to do it, do so, or change to something different. Graham, this is the same move as you do in the two-man form, where somebody's punching in the ears, and you come up just to push the hands into each other. So you don't have to look too high. It's only kind of about temple height you're looking as you're doing that. And now let's do the other side. That tricked you. You can't do another side. And relax. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. The move that we practiced on Wednesday, where we've come down here and somebody punches behind the ears, that's what this is defending. So somebody's coming up to punch, and you're tilting your body out of the way so they miss, and getting them to punch their own hands and hopefully break their own hands as they're doing this. And you don't do this move, you don't do the defence until you get onto the two-man form, two-person form. And that's after you've learned Grass Sparrow's Tail, the long form, Angel Ed, which is the one you guys are learning now, the broadsword, the double-edged sword, what have I missed? The spear, the fan, and then the two-person form comes in after that, so quite an advanced one. Let's go and look at the kicking section that we did on Wednesday. And we're not going to do it all the way through, but we'll pick out the salient points just around the kicks. So if we face towards the west, and you're coming to Pat High Horse, so left hand low towards the body, right hand has got your palm down. Good. You step out to the left side, your left foot. Right hand comes up and out. As it softens down, the right knee folds in. Kick right. Land right towards the northwest. Left arm comes inside the forearm, out. Soften the ankle, the knee, the hip. Kick. Cross the legs, and your chest should now be facing south. Look to the left, kick east, and brush knee. And let's do that again. So we're doing the parts of the kicking section from section 2. Are you okay with the kicks today, Rachel? Okay. Let's go again. So if we go into Pat High Horse, I don't want to spend ages on this one today, but this is more of a recap for you. So from there, step the left foot towards the southwest, right hand comes inside the left. As it softens down the second time, the right knee lifts, kick to the northwest, left arm inside the right. As the left arm comes down, lift the left foot and kick, cross your legs. You then kick with the left foot towards the east into brush knee. And again, any questions? Okay, let's go again. So Pat High Horse. Left leg slightly front, most of the weight in the back leg. I step towards the southwest with my left foot. Right hand comes inside the left. Right hand goes out. I turn the foot, the ankle, the knee, the hip. Kick to the right. Land right. My left hand comes inside my right arm once. Second time goes outside the arm. Lift the leg and kick. Turn behind. Kick left. Brush knee. Left hand low. Right hand high. Good. Other way round, Ed. Other hand on top. Once more. So Pat High Horse. Left foot goes out. Right hand inside. Outside and kick with the right. Good. Right hand high. Left hand inside the right forearm. Left hand goes out. Kick. Step. Kick to the east. Turn the other way out. Turn anti-clockwise. Left hand low. Right hand high. That's the one. And if you guys just relax for a second for me, a couple of little things just to think about. So when you're splitting with the hands, you want to try and keep the hands at the same height and also at the same distance from the body. So if I turn to the side, you can see my arms are in front of my body. If I bring them back, it makes it harder for me to stop somebody, but I've also broken my own posture. And what I generally think about when I'm doing this move is somebody coming up to strangle me, and I take my hands out and grab their arms and pull their arms apart before I then give them a kick. After the second kick, coming towards the southwest corner, I turn anti-clockwise. So the leg's in the air, I keep going that way until my foot lands, and then I kick again. And Rachel, if you want to do either a straight kick on the third kick or a lotus kick, both are fine, it's up to you. Okay, let's go again. Pat high horse. 2 more times and then we'll probably move on. Left foot steps out. Left hand high, ward off left. Right hand out. Soften the knee, kick. Land right hand high. Soften the foot, the ankle, the knee, the hip. Kick. Kick left. Turn the other way, Ed. And left hand low, right hand push. Do that one more time in your own time for me, please. So you go from pat high horse, move out to the left, right arm goes up, down, kick with the right leg, land to the right, left hand inside, left hand outside, kick towards the left, turn anti-clockwise. Other way, Ed. That's it. Kick, brush knee. So you've got the moves, you just need to make sure you go in the anti-clockwise direction for that one. Okay, let's move on to the second part. So that's Rachel, we missed out on Wednesday. Everything from the brush knee to the parry punch. So what I'd like to do now, if I show you guys from the front again, you're thinking about, as we did at the beginning, weight in the front leg, you kick, drape arms to the west, hit northwest, this foot turns to the north, kick west, spin, kick west. Okay? Graham, if you want to do this, or do the long boxing one, the choice is yours. If you're doing long boxing, try and remember the triangle for the corners. So if we face towards the west again, and most of the weight comes into the left foot, arms crossed, left arm inside. So you're going to kick west, bring the arms down to the west, step northwest, punch behind the ears. Hands go out, weight on the right leg, kick west, spin, kick with the right leg towards the west. And let's go again. So weights on the left leg, hands across, kick, drape arms to the west, wing through ears to the northwest. My right foot faces the north, the hands come inside the body, out, spin, kick right. So Ed, when you've done the spin, you're still kicking in that direction. So all the kicks for this sequence go that way. Angela, that was a nice spin. That's good. Okay, and again. So weight the left leg. So we kick west, drape arms west, punch, turn the foot to the north, kick west, spin clockwise, keep going, then kick with the right foot. This action, what's the technical phrase? Is a real bugger to do. It's a real kind of difficult to do. And back in the old dojo, I think Rachel, Pete, Martin, Graham will tell you, it was really difficult to spin and turn. you had to put your foot down and walk. So it's a little bit easier now. But if you can't safely do the step, the turn, don't. So you're far better, rather than trying to go here, if you can't do that safely and smoothly, just think about kicking, put your foot straight down, and just stepping round until you lose balance like that. Let me try again. So if I come here, watch Ed. So I kick, my foot can go down, then I can just walk around, and I'm trying to keep my body upright, so I've got back to the west, good balance, and then I kick again. So if you can spin and you want to spin, great. If you want to spin but actually your balance isn't quite there yet, think about doing it maybe 2 or 3 steps, so doing a half a spin. So break it down so you can practice that. Does anyone have any questions on this sequence? Let's do it again then. So the weight's on the left leg. I kick west, drape arms west, wind through ears to the northwest, turn to face to the north, arms come inside, split kick, spin, kick right. Rachel, you've got one hand kind of here and one hand kind of up a bit. Try and, whatever height they're at, try and keep them level. Is it easier, rather than me facing the side, to have my back to you? Give me a thumbs up if you want my back to you. Okay. So I'm facing west. I kick west. Drape arms to the west. Land to the northwest. I turn to the north with my body and foot. Kick west. Spin. Right leg kick west. And again. So weight's on the left foot. Kick. Drape arms north. Punch northwest. Turn the foot. Spin. Right leg kick west. Can you have a little try of that just by yourselves for a moment so I can just watch, please? Keep the other direction, Ed. So you have to do a full spin and all the kicks are going that way. That's it. Rachel, as you're spinning, particularly after the wind through ears, so try and, what direction? Try and do the kick, but as you spin with the arms in position, so when you finish, you can go straight away.
Sorry, Brian. Don't we need to uncross them though when we do that middle kick from drape arms, and then you uncross them to kick? So naturally, for me, my arms are out for balance purposes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just trying to think which direction. So if I've done this way, I come round, I kick. So as I come kind of part way through, there's probably about north to northeast, my arm comes in. So I've left the right arm still, and the left arm catches it up, ready to come out again. Ed, can you unmute yourself?
So, the first kick is with the right leg,
Yeah,
second kick with the left leg,
yeah.
the third kick with the right leg again.
No. So it's right, left, left again.
Okay, so
Oh, sorry.
Right.
Sorry, Ed. Bear with me a second. So it's right leg,
yeah,
left,
yeah,
right.
yeah, that's what I said.
Sorry, my mistake.
It's all right. Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
that's
know my
very
left
nuts,
mind
eh?
from my right. See what happens when Mandy's not here? I'm in chaos. No, Rachel, you can't tell her that. I know what you're thinking. Okay, why don't you guys then now move on to, what we've got about 25 minutes or so. Move on to whatever part of the form you want to practice, and I will have a chuckle with you. I mean, I will give you feedback as you need to. So, Pete, if you start from the beginning of section 1 of the long boxing, and see how far you get. And Angela and Ed, if you want to go from the beginning, it's up to you, from the beginning of section 1, or you can keep practicing what you've done.
Brian,
Yes, Angela.
Brian, can you please show me again the end of section 1?
The very end.
Yeah, from the 2 or 3
Brush knees.
brush knees.
Okay.
Thank you.
Shall I do it facing you?
No, back to me, please.
Okay. So I've done the last brush knee. So I've come up, I've done this brush knee. I close the hand like I'm knocking. I lift my right foot and right hand. Right foot and hand land.
Left hand.
Then I step forward with my left leg, left fingers in the air, right hand punch. So if I show you that facing towards you, so you've come up, play guitar or play lute, into brush knee. My right hand closes like I'm just knocking. My right hand and right foot lift, and they come out to the corner. You can probably just about see my arm is curving slightly. My left foot goes forward, and somebody goes to punch me on the nose. I stop the punch, and I give them a bit of a punch. That's the one. Don't extend the punching arm too far. It's quite close, this one. That's it. That's the one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Pete, try not to let your pelvis turn. It's just your waist you're trying to turn on the tiger claws. You're at the beginning of section 2, Rachel. Okay. So you've gone to the corner. Is that your question? What comes next?
So you do the initial turn round, you do grass sparrow's tail, then you've got the horse's mane. I can't remember what it's called.
Yep.
Yeah, and then there's another grass sparrow's tail, and then I can't remember how to do from that into the lady place band thing.
So from here, you'll be doing it in this direction. You shift the weight across.
Yeah.
Then open hand ward off.
Oh yeah.
And then in.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Martin, after the fair lady, sorry, not fair lady, after fan through back, try not to let the hands, they're bobbing up and down. So come through from here and keep them at the same height. Little wave there, same height through to the flinging fist. And this hand hasn't moved, so it's at the same height consistently. Even when you come to here, now it changes just as you go through. Welcome. Graham, try and get your elbow knee lifting together on the Golden Rooster.
Brian, after the four corners with the shuttle, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then there's the grass sparrow's tail, and then I can't remember what's next.
So you have gone towards the south east corner.
Yeah.
You turn north into single hand ward off.
Yeah.
Turn right all the way through to single whip.
Yeah.
And then you do 9 cloud hands.
Almost had it, thank you.
You're welcome. Pete, any questions?
Yeah, I think so. There's 2 little bits really struggling with a little bit, which is one, you've done the kick down, roll back, grass sparrow's tail, and just the transition after grass sparrow's tail into Fair Lady. Is it Fair Lady? Turn around.
If you've, are you talking about the bit where you've just done the fist under elbow?
I think a little bit past that.
So you've gone here, here, one repulse monkey,
Mhm.
down,
Yeah.
spin, kick, punch low, then you ward off left high, and then you do part wild horse's main, then turn to the north, and go to single hand ward off before you then move right and do grass sparrow's tail.
Okay, yeah, I was doing grass sparrow's tail a bit too early, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you get to the end of that that sequence, it's an open hand grass sparrow's tail. So it's not like the normal one. Your hand is turned this way, like you've just put somebody in a wrist lock, and the other hand's gone out for a push. Then you come into fair lady.
Yeah. Is it right to go through with you just once, just that little section that you just mentioned? Is that okay?
Can you mute yourself again, Pete?
Yeah.
So I'll do it as if we were doing it together with you behind me. So I've gone to the northwest corner for single whip. Left hand, right hand. And again, this is the same as fair lady play shuttles. Fist under elbow. One repulse monkey. Skip, parry, block down low. Spin, right kick, right leg back, punch low. Come back, ward off left high, and then come into part wild horse's main. Face north, draw back, left hand high, right leg across, and push out. Then you go all the way through the grass sparrow's tail sequence to the last one, after chop right, where you've got open hand, move with the right hand. Is that okay?
That's great, thank you.
You're welcome. Graham, after you did the first repulse monkey, did you do one or did you do three?
First time through just one, and then on the others 3.
Cool. That's okay. Did you have any questions?
Just more practice of that one.
Yeah, me too.
And it makes me warm.
Yeah, I really like long boxing. It really, for me, it's an exciting form, but it's not a good one to do at the end of training because it raises you up too much. It's a good one to do next time it does. It'd be good next time you see Neil physically and you can touch hands to actually do this before you do some of the two-person form with him. I won't tell him, it could be your surprise. Cool.
Jim?
Yes, Rachel.
After the 7 clouds,
Yeah.
you then do You do part of section 1, don't you? You would keep part of section 1, like play guitar and stuff. Is that right?
Have you got through to the 7, or are you on to still the 9? So you've done 9 cloud hands, and then 7 cloud hands.
I thought it was 9 in part 2.
Oh,
and
sorry,
7
it is.
in part 3.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So you do snake creeps down.
No, I've missed that part. That's a massive chunk I've missed out then.
Okay. So you do waving hands 7 times.
Yeah.
Come across. And then 3 repulse monkeys.
Okay, thank you. I've entirely got that wrong.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yes, Angela.
I've lost the end of section 1 again.
Okay.
Sorry.
Where from? Is the very last?
Can you do it from Stork Calls Wings again?
Of course I can.
Thank you.
So I've gone from Stork Calls Wings. Where I take my waist to the left. Hands coming down. Ed, are you doing it with me? Sorry, I was just going to make sure. Cool. Then I come into brush knee. Right foot under the hip. Right hand to my chest. Left hand up, right hand low. Brush knee. Right foot up to my... Okay there?
Yeah.
Cool. So right foot up, left hand up and push. Turn right. Brush knee. Move the hands to the left with the right hand on top. Brush knee. Move the hands to the right with the left hand on top. Brush knee. Right foot comes under my hip. Left hand out, left hand up. Left foot up, sorry. Push out with the right hand. Turn the waist right. Brush knee. And from there you close the right hand. Lift the right hand and foot. Land. Step forward, parry and punch. From there I open both hands palm down, turn to the right, northwest corner. My right hand comes on top and draw back, so both hands are palm out. Turn back to the west and push. Face the front, chop right, chop left. Hands up to the centre, cross arms. Down, lift hands, and down.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Martin, bend the elbows a little bit when you're doing the hit tiger. And the thing is, imagine if someone's maybe doing an uppercut or a straight punch. This hand is coming low to stop the punch to the body, and I use the momentum of their arm to bounce off and hit them in the head with the other arm. So my arms are quite bent. It's very much this kind of action, but with my forearms turned out. And then the same when I come the other way, ready to come and split kick. That's it. Should be all on. Graham, just before the end of the first section, long boxing, the very end move, when you've done the parry punch, the left hand doesn't move, so you pull the hand away, then you come round for the 3 tiger claws before coming back to the beginning. It's a bit difficult to see with the angle. You're still getting the waist action on that first claw. So the 3 clockwise ones you are definitely. So that bit was fine. It was this bit, Graham. We've come around here. So you should still see the waist action here before you then come around with the 3 big ones. Ed, do you have a question? You have to unmute yourself. Last few minutes, everyone.
Right, it's just from this position.
Yeah.
Is it or is it that?
So I've gone from here.
Yeah.
I point both hands down towards the floor. And I turn my body to the right. And I turn back to the west. My right arm is on top. And I draw back both hands towards the right corner. Turn towards the west and push.
Yeah.
And I come back, chop right, chop left. Bring hands up. And then a lift hand cycle. Both palms down, turn right. Right hand goes over the left arm. Pull both hands back, fingers up. Turn back to the west and push. That's it. Separate right or chop left. Hands up, down, raise hands, and down.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Rachel, after you've done here, that's fine, spin, but don't forget the left hand has got to come kind of up and around a little bit, and when you come here, because again it's a kind of a little bit of a dropping action before you do the final spin. Not necessarily straight, little curve just on the rear hand. You might think about taking it into the carotid arteriole, the kind of sternocleidomastoid, somewhere up there. Okay, let's stop you all there, because all good things have to come to an end. And besides which, Rachel's getting the wine out. I can see it in the background in the conservatory. She's ready to train. So we've continued with the work from Wednesday, just thinking about how we do the kicks within section 2. I've in mind to do a little bit more work on that next week. And Angela and Ed, for you guys, it's really just trying to get the sequence of where we're going with this. For the rest of you guys, it's then making sure it's spot on. So we've come from this position, and if I come to here and lift my arms, I have to move my head. It indicates that actually I haven't quite got this right, that I should be able to kick after I've unweighted the back leg without having to shift my body weight anymore. If you're not quite there yet with any of those kicks, we need to do some more work on them. And the other part is, again, just on the rear leg, is making sure it's softening, it's relaxing, and that's already taking my weight to my left foot, so the kick then becomes much easier. And I think I've given you all little bits to think about and to practice, or some food for thought in the various forms that you're working on. Does anyone have any questions on their forms? Pete?
Not that I can think of just a second, but feels like it's coming on there.
It is. Slow down. Don't rush.
Yeah.
Martin?
No, that beat not off the top of my head, I don't think.
Okay.
You don't look.
Keep going. Angela?
Yeah.
Good. Ed? Cool. Rachel? It's really off-putting. I keep wanting to call you David. And Graham. Thanks, guys. Hope you have a super weekend. And
Same.
we'll all see you next week.
Andrew, thanks very much, Brian.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hello. Did Cash still survive once I left?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Was he a bit knackered?
I don't know, didn't seem right.
So we had a lovely time, didn't we?
Yeah.
He had a good walk. Good. Did you like my class earlier?